What is up, guys? It's your boy No Risk and No Premium back with another episode of the Market Overview, guys. Today ES technically put its fifth red day in a row, and I can't remember the last time that happened. Since this bottom, I mean, you can see 2 consecutive days. These are all nothing consecutive as far as red is concerned since what is this October, right? We haven't had 2 consecutive red days, or red candles, if you will, since November, right? You can see these two right here, but nonetheless, right? So we're seeing a week of fully selling, right? Which is to be expected, right? We can't just think we were gonna just trend up back to, all new all-time highs, 5,000 plus forever, right? Like forever. We're not. We can't expect that. So this pullback is much needed. Now, really quick, let's check what we have on the docket for tomorrow. Tomorrow, lots of data coming out. We have non-farm payrolls, unemployment rate, employment rate, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, all at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So it's 1 hour before the market opens. And then we do have some data coming out, lots of ISM data coming out at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So data 1 hour before the market open, data 30 minutes after the market opens. So be on high alert, just being cognizant that we know that data is coming. Now, as for tomorrow, what we should expect, I'm gonna go down to the 4 hour chart where I like it's a little bit cleaner here. We had a nice bounce, right? We were talking about yesterday. Look, we're gonna look for a liquidity grab underneath for 47.40. We got it. We got to run this thing back on up to 47.70. So great trades this morning. Then we ended up having just an afternoon sell. So right now for tomorrow, depending where we open, it's gonna be a lot of data in the morning. So things could get a little, jungled, if you will, jumbled, if you will. I'll be looking for a retrace back into about 47.40, 47.45. If we reject that area, then we'll look to come back down to 46.95, 4,700. That's that PAL pump. This is an area where I do think I would be very, very high confident long area, 46.95 to 4,700. That is the PAL pump area. I would be looking for longs in that zone. So depending where we open, if we open up underneath 47.40, look for the reject in that zone and a move down to about 4,700, where I'd be looking for the bounce on the longs there as well. So really simple game plan, right, for tomorrow being Friday. And as you can see here, right, we are getting a little bit of some bullish divergence, right? We're making lower lows, making higher lows on the RSI. Now, that doesn't mean you just go out and buy calls, but could we be towards the end of this pullback? Very much so. We're getting now with confluence into a very big 4,700 area where we had some imbalance off of PAL. Do we go down and fill that? It's very possible. That's where I'm going to be looking for longs tomorrow if we're to get down there. So 47.40 to 47.45. If we open up below that, look for a reject into that zone and move back down into 4,700. If we come down here initially on the open, look for 4,700 bounce zone. That's how I'll be playing that. Whoa. Let's go to the SPY chart here now. Same thing. We are seeing some bullish divergence on the RSI, but go to the daily chart, right? We can see very nicely getting some decreasing volume on the sell, right? So that's one thing that's noteworthy as well. But the RSI did definitely need to cool off here. I'm just going to bring this down a little bit because I don't like how big it is down there. So looking here now, going to be the same thing as, right, very much a similar game plan to the ES that we had, right? This is just being the cash ETF of SPY. Why is it? No, I don't understand why we're doing this. Why it's like pulling it over like that. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know why. Okay, here we go. So still not as zoomed in as I'd like. Anyway, we're gonna be all about this 468 tomorrow, right? Multiple touches into the zone. Now we gapped up underneath it. So if we stay below, look for rejects into that zone. If so, 464 to 464.50. That's Kapow pump right there. That's the last FOMC meeting. That's where we're going to be looking for the long trade. So open up underneath 468. Look for the reject into that zone. Okay. If we do take us down to 464, 464.50, I will be looking for longs in that area down there. We do see some bullish divergence happening down here on SPY. So very much similar game plan to the ES chart. Now on to excuse me, on to the NASDAQ, right, on to QQQ, on to tech pretty much, as you can see, right down to our excuse me, for 395, 395 to 396.50. I have this area highlighted in here. That's where I'm going to be looking for the bounce on the long trade, right? We could see some resistance up to that zone, and that's where we could look to see if we have a bounce here. If we want to hold 395, that's probably watch tomorrow. We are getting, decreasing volume here as well. We did put in a pin bar or inverse hammer. I don't know, whatever you want to call this thing, but it just doesn't look that great. You do see a little bit on the 1 hour, some bullish divergence as well, right? Making new lows here, RSI making higher lows. So let's see how this plays out tomorrow. But 400 served, 399, 400 did serve as a very nice reject. So until we clear that, until we clear 400, so let's say we gap up tomorrow, you want to hold 400, 403, 406 for a bullish breaks of structure to the upside. If not, watching this for 395, 395. I'm watching 395, 395, 94, 75, 395. But in this little clouded area, I'll be looking for the long trade there to hold. Right, I'm gonna be looking for the long trade there to hold. On to IWM. Last but not least, IWM Russell 2000, putting in a very similar candle here to the QQQ candle, right? A pin bar down, an inverse hammer, whatever you want to call this, but right at our 193.50, and we pretty much held yesterday's low. So we did not make a new low. I mean, maybe a very slight new low of a few cents, but we did not trend down underneath it like we did on SPY and on the QQQ. So zooming in here a little bit more for tomorrow, let's see. Right, let's see if this area wants to hold 193.50. If it does, if 193.50 holds, that would be great. You can look at the long-sided trade. If we take out 196, there's a gap to fill at 198, 199, 200, 202. Lots of levels to the upside, as you can see here. Let me zoom out just a tad while I finish this up. As you can see, if we get under 192, though, underneath 192, I'm only looking at 188. You guys can see numerous resistances into the zone. I'm looking at 188 for the bounce if we get underneath 192. So 193.50, if we hold it tomorrow, that is great. 192, you can look for a liquidity grab down, but ideally short trade under 192 opens up 188. That is a lot of movement to the downside here. But 193.50 holds, 196, 198 is a gap fill to the upside. Guys, that's all I got for you. Tons of data tomorrow. Be very cognizant of that. You only need one and done tomorrow. Okay, but as usual, you got to wake up early, get your levels right, and of course, not do anything fucking stupid. See you bright and early. Peace.